All right. So how one consultant cat posting and triple enquiries in 60 days? How one consultant cat posting and then triple enquiries in 60 days? That's only what you want to look at over here. All right. So here we're going to look at how one consultant cat posting and triple inquiries in 60 days. So this is a practical example in a way for you to actually like visualize what we are talking about here. And we include those examples to actually help you visualize, right? So that you can see how this can change. All right, so if this is your first video, this part of the webinar series, make sure you do watch the entire webinar. It will help you. All right, so FAA, right? She's a business strategy consultant. So what's the situation? So posting daily 7 times per week, right? She doesn't miss a single day for over a year, averaging 4 discovery call inquiries a month despite the volume. So just look at that, four posts every week, 7 posts every week, and then just getting like 4 discovery calls or inquiries. If somebody can make it like a natural case in business, right? I say, oh, it's just a industry that's like that. That may be true, right? That may be once despite how much it goes, right? It's just one person that will book every week, so 4 people per month. But I could also, or we could also make the case for maybe it doesn't even require posting 7 times a week. Maybe your industry you just require posting 1 times a week. So why should she bother herself posting 7 times a week if you just require posting once? So you want to look at it from that perspective. So you want to minimize the waste and just get what you're supposed to get. If you're actually supposed to post more, then let's go for posting more. All right, so what's the mistake and why it made sense at the time? So believe inquiries would follow reach. That's the assumption behind the volume trap. So frequency became a main lever. Every dip in bookings was answered with another post, never a review of what was actually being said. And content social media has a unique ability. You can look at any post and just go like, oh, this sounds nice. This is good. This is great. Right? But if you are only looking at your content every single time, for it to benefit the business truly and not just make you feel good. But look at it from the eyes of a stranger, like somebody who is a stranger completely. Maybe not even the person looking for your service, just a stranger. And see how it sounds, whether it will lead them to even consider your service or your industry before even considering you as part of that industry. And then what changed? So run the dilution check, the one that we spoke about earlier, on the last 20 posts. They found 11 different promises and 4 competing CTAs across a single month. That's crazy. Think about somebody scrolling through your content and or seeing your content every time. And then every time they see your content, right, it's different promises. And then 4 different call to actions. And they will not even classify you anywhere at all. So the consciousness of how the human mind works and the empathy to be in the shoes of the viewer or the shoes of the consumer really like helps a lot. It's the foundation of whatever we are doing here. If you can just be uh, humble yourself and just put yourself in the shoes of the viewer or the one watching your content, it changes a lot. It changes a lot on how you approach everything. And if you also decide to do explore the human mind, and just if you think about how people think, right, how you even think yourself, you clearly see that like we as humans don't like confusion as it is. So it's 11 different promises, 4 competing call to action. You go into there's a part of the brain. I'll surround you sometime. There's a part of the brain that's just there for all random information, nothing really special and classified over there. Everything you just dump over there. And then there's another part where things are like, oh, I know if I want this, this is it. If I'm thinking about this thing, this is how it is. So you're likely to go to that part of the brain that looks like a big dump. Not that they've not seen it, not that it doesn't exist, but it just has no meaning or no value yet in the mind of the viewer. All right. So what changed here? What changed? So she decided she's going to cut to 3 posts per week, moving from 7 posts a week. And then each one passed through the 5 layer check before posting. We spoke about the 5 layer check. So she's reducing your content output. Not only that, but also checking on the authority gap, the 5 layers of authority that need to be checked before anything is done. So what actually changed on the calendar? What actually changed practically? So posting frequency moved from seven times per week to now 3 times per week, right? That's after. And then distant promise per month. So it moved from 11 to one reinforced in 3 ways. Beautiful way. So it's not about always saying the same words. It's just one, but reinforced 3 ways, right? 3 different ways. The same thing, but then you make it deeper and you make it more relatable. That's reinforcement. And then competing call to action. So four different asks. That's what she was doing. Then now one consistent ask. Do this, do this, do this over and over. And the inquiries per month. She sees moving from 4 to 14. And rarely will you even say that there's an industry where you cannot go. There's no industry like that where you just have to be static. As long as the earth remains, right? As long as human beings are here, there will always be growing demand. It's rare for demand in many industries to just stop like that or randomly. If it's stopping, you will know. You will know. You will just know that this is what's happening. It has nothing to do with your content. But when it comes to content, the industry is not shrinking. The demand is not shrinking, but it just seems like you are not getting more out of it. It has to do with your approach to the content. All right. So what's the takeaway for FAA, right? The business strategy consultants. So I wasn't behind on content. I was in front of the wrong content. I was making the wrong content just too often. So she wasn't liking the content, but then she just had the wrong content, and she had it too often, right? Content. All right. So you already know what's being diluted. Watching this, applying the things that we said here. Let's map it on your exact content. So this webinar gave you the real diagnosis, not a teaser. So a free 15-minute discovery call is the safest way to run the dilution check on your post and map a fix to your exact content. Right. So you want to book it in 15, book a 15-minute discovery call with us, and that's actually free. So make sure you check the link in the description. All right. Thank you all once again for your attention. If you do have questions, you can leave them you can book a call or just leave them in the comment section. I'll make sure that I do answer them and review them. I'll meet you in the next webinar. Bye bye.